Hey y'all, welcome to another fun little interview here. I have Damien, who, if you didn't know, writes some really fun, cool books and does some cool artwork, as you can see in the background here. Hey Damien.
Hey, how's it going?
Going good, going good. Glad you're here, and thank you so much for this.
No, thanks for having me, and it's cool to see that you have like my art back there and stuff too. It's so small on the screen that like I'm just like, whoa, neat. Oh, that was one of my favorite ones too. It's my favorite movie, Little Mermaid. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember your order like very
Yeah,
specifically now because I was like, somebody likes all the same stuff as me and bought like all the same stuff.
it was so funny because I have more and they're on down my shelves or whatever, but my cats are also obsessed with it. Like, they are constantly coming over here to look at it, just, see what's going on. And I'm like, are you guys perusing artwork? Do I need to set you up an art gallery?
Maybe
But
maybe that's my niche, like artwork for cats.
maybe
And I
start
just start
marketing
like, yeah, just start painting like little. I don't know. I feel like then if I market towards the cats will turn on me because that's how cats are.
It's true. That is true. But they might feel flattered and want to buy all of it, or at least have their
True.
owners buy all of it.
That's true. I'll try it. I'll try a couple.
But anyway, thank you for coming and talking to us. I've read a couple of your books, but I happen to have this one right here, Bride of the Living Chad.
Nice.
So I want to talk a little bit about your books. First off, I always like the artwork on the covers of your books. They're just so fun and fitting somehow. Where do you come up with that?
Um, I really like. How do I explain this? I'm a big fan of horror, like horror in general movies, but I'm not a big fan of creating like very horror related stuff. I guess like some of my influences are more like the Lloyd Kaufmans of the world and like John Waters and people like that are like the very brightly colored, almost obnoxious type stuff. Like one of my favorite bands is X-Ray Specs, and that's all very bright and colorful, and that's just kind of the aesthetic I've always liked. Like I've I've I feel like I don't really create things to make it so that people are like getting this really like heavy, like, oh man, I feel so destroyed by that book I read 2 days ago. Like I want to create like an escape that also says something. So I feel like when I ask my cover artists for covers, I'm like, just like do it as fun as you can. And I specifically find people who I know can make the right thing, Like I'm not like it's hard to find people that are okay with doing horror that bright. Well, not really okay with it because I guess everybody would be, but it's hard to find people with that much back.
Know how to do it.
Yeah, like that much back work, and then it's like, hey, I know that you're usually like a young adult cover artist or you're drawing like anime or something, but here's what I want. So
Oh my goodness, that's kind of cool though. I love the covers on your books. They always catch my attention when I'm scrolling, or if I see your artwork or one of your book covers, I already know, hey, that's something either Damien's posted or something from Damien. It's just, I don't know, it's you. I know it's something from you.
I think like would that be called like branding? I think
So,
I think
like,
people
I
call it.
always associate it.
Yeah, I guess it's branding, but I didn't do it on purpose. That's just who I am. Like I'm just like I'd rather have bright greens and pinks than like grays and blacks and depressing.
There's already a ton of grays and blacks, so why not be a little different? And it's clearly working, or at least it is for me and a couple other people I know. So
Hopefully. it's I enjoy it, and I guess that's really what it comes down to, like what I should be doing. Is like if I'm enjoying it, I just need to keep doing what I'm doing and not.
if you're not enjoying it, it's just another job, and what's the point of doing it? Just go get
Yeah,
another job.
right, exactly.
So, talking about that a little bit, where do you get your ideas? Because your books they're fun horror, and I mean that in the best way possible. I absolutely never have a bad time when I start with your books. They're just, where do you get these ideas?
Well, thank you. Like it's always like nice to know that like what I'm trying to do hits, like that it's actually fun and not just like corny, I guess. Um Usually I just get like I grew up in the punk and hardcore scene with like a lot of standing out against injustices, just angry people that are sick of the way the world is ran and just want to change things. So I'm always pissed off about something. Like all I have to do is get on social media and see something somebody said usually, and I'll get so pissed off that I can, like, I'll just freehand an idea, and I feel like I'm really decent at stream of consciousness writing. Like I could probably almost just read a story into a talk to text thing and be okay sometimes. Sorry, but I usually just start off like really angry about something, and then it kind of I have to when I slow down and start thinking about it. My best way of responding to things like that is kind of like through satire, or kind of being sassy about it, like kind of like a South Park approach, sort of. I guess you'd say. Like I'd rather make fun of it than directly be like, "Yo, this pisses me off." Like
It's so hard, and it takes so much out of you when you're just angry. So I imagine doing it that way is kind of a little bit better, a little bit more therapeutic, getting it out.
it at least makes me feel like, and this will probably never happen. It at least makes me feel like the people who I'm mad at, or the situation I'm mad at, those people will see.
Oh, no. Okay, Damien will be right back. He had some internet issues, so. I'm gonna totally cut this part out, or maybe I won't cut this part out. What can we talk about while we wait on Damien? He has a really good book, or he has a really good painting somewhere. It's on one of my shelves. It's the garlic bread one. This is the one my cat is obsessed with. Like, there is no, like, my cat's just like, hey, if this is down low enough to where he can reach it, and by the way, my cat's like a half Maine Coon, half ragdoll situation, and he can reach, so it's got to be pretty far up. But he loves the garlic bread situation, so my cat just loves that.
I think it kicked me out. I don't know what happened. I was like, it went blank, and I said, "It's 2025. Like the rain should not have this effect on technology. It just shouldn't."
I say that all the time. I'm like, it is 2025, and I should not be having to deal with this technology situation. There should be flying cars, and we are not there.
Especially with the rain. Like the rain shouldn't be like, "Well, actually, sorry, you're in a parking lot that's heavily populated. I'm gonna kick you off of this thing." Crazy work.
I was doing a mini commercial of this. This is my cat's favorite. While you were gone.
It's the garlic bread. That's why. I mean, if you don't like garlic bread, there's something wrong with you.
But no, like if it's too far down the shelf, like he just comes to visit it all the time.
I love that.
What were we talking about before you disappeared? I started talking to myself, and now I forgot. Where you were coming up with your ideas.
Oh, about being mad. Yeah. So I kind of like, I don't know. I just kind of like the satirical approach. Like I mentioned Trauma, like Lloyd Kaufman stuff earlier, and Joe Lansdale used to do that a lot, and that's a heavy influence of mine. So I've just always kind of done that, and the punks of the 80s have always did that. So like the Cramps and Blondie and all these kind of bands did that. So that's just kind of what I do, I guess. I get mad and just kind of make fun of it in a way.
I like it. I don't know how to explain it exactly. It's like hearing a real serious situation, but it's wrapped up a little differently. So when it's delivered, it's not crushing you. So you actually get to digest it a little easier, I think.
Yeah.
And I like that.
I always think about like John Waters' Hairspray, like all the racial inequities it deals with, all the gender things it deals with, the queerness. And I just think about how I watch it and there's like some outrageous scenario happening in the movie, and you just go, it really is like that. And all you can do is laugh because you're like, it really is that ridiculous, isn't it? Like,
yes, it's crazy.
Especially now, it's like there's so much stuff that you can just look at and get so bummed out about in the world, and just
like you don't even have to look outside. It's literally right there in front of you every day. Every day I wake up and I'm like, do I want to get on Facebook and see the new information? No, not really.
Yeah, don't do it today, FYI. Don't do it today.
It's one of those times. So, when did you start writing? Like, is this something you've been doing since you were little, or is this something that you just read a book one day and you're like, wow, this is insane. I need to do this?
Oof. Well, when I was really young, I was obsessed with books. Like, I read Goosebumps all the time. I would get adult horror from the library. I just loved it, and I was really obsessed with the book Meg by Steve Alton when I was young. So I would always like make up these little stories about sea monsters and stuff, and kind of write them down. But they were just kind of like little kid things that I wish I still had because that'd be funny to see. But I never really like took it as something I could do. I guess like I liked making stuff up, and I guess, like, I always tell people, like, all I do is just make shit up and get away with it, and people read it and really like it, and that's kind of the coolest thing. But I don't know, I never really got into it until my mid-20s. I started in high school playing in bands and kind of writing music and doing that thing. And then I just kind of got away from that and was like, why don't I just write? Like, I love reading. Why don't I just try and write? So I started off doing these really bad, like, Sean and Maguire and Clive Barker ripoff stories, like just really blatant ripoffs. And I had the idea for my book Pup, which is an older one of mine. I started that, select all, deleted it like 6 times because it just was bad. And then had something happen with a friend, and kind of just like the best way to get through that for me and his passing was just to kind of like write. So I just like stream of consciousness wrote, and I was like, I'm just gonna write whatever I want to write, put the story out that I want to put out, and not look at it until it's done, and then find an editor or edit it myself or whatever. So that was in 2019, right at the end of the year, December of 2019, and that book called Aphid came out in 2020. So I haven't been around in indie publishing for too long, I guess 5 years, almost 6 now, but I've kind of dabbled in writing a little bit for a while.
That's pretty cool. When I talk to other authors, some of them literally just didn't decide to start doing this until later in life, and then some of them have been writing since they could pick up a book. It's always interesting to see how you end up there.
Yeah.
Where do you think you drew like a lot of your inspiration, or you still do? I know it's of course of injustices, everything in the world because it's everywhere. But what else do you think you draw that off of?
A lot of times I will get in my head too, like I'm a big fan of movies. Like I love old 80s horror, I love old 80s and 90s comedy, like I love queer horror and comedy. I like anything genre or kind of like I guess you'd consider it a B movie, but I guess you
Oh, I
wouldn't.
love B movies.
I don't know if you'd consider movies like But I'm a Cheerleader a B movie, but I love all that kind of stuff too.
I mean, in my heart, it's an A movie, so I'll hear no arguments. But
absolutely, it's an A+ movie, right?
Yep.
Like it's classic. But I'll watch a movie or something and think, man, I'd love to create something like this atmosphere, not necessarily the story, but like the atmosphere, tone, and it'll just kind of stick with me. And then something will happen, and I'll go, okay, that's the perfect tone for what I want to say here. But some of it's music too. Like a lot of it, I'll listen to a band or something, and a line will pop up, and I'll say, wow, that's a really cool line. I could kind of base a story around that whole line, and then I just kind of like spiral into making up stupid stuff like Killer Peeps. But so that's a lot of times what happens. Like Chad, for example, was started with because me and a friend were talking about the Ghostbusters scene with the ghost blowjob, and I was like, wouldn't it be? We were just talking about how funny it would be like if that was a thing that ghosts did, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if there was like a whole porn industry about ghosts and normal people? And I was like, I could call it like Sack Deep in Ectoplasm as like the nastiest title. I renamed it because that's disgusting and I didn't want that on my booth, but there's a nod to that in the book. But it was just like such a stupid, ridiculous idea that I was like, I've got to go with this. Like, I've got to do this. Like, it's so dumb.
It's so dumb, but it's fun. It's good. Like, I love stuff like that.
Thank you. And then, like, from there, I was just kind of like, I wrote down the title and like a couple dumb ideas in Notepad, like, because I write on my phone, which a lot of people don't do. But it's so much easier because we communicate like through text and messenger and everything now. So my thumbs just go. But wrote some ideas in that, and then I just started getting really frustrated about. I was in college at the time. It's been out. That book I finished, I think, in 2022, maybe. But I just would see, like, I went back to school when I was 30, so I was older, and I would just see these young kids, like, these girls that were being treated like garbage by guys all around them, and it's just like they just assume that's part of being young, and that guys that are that young are that dumb. And I was just like, they really are this stupid. Like, and it doesn't change. Like, men for the most part are still that stupid about women and about anything really. It's just constantly seeing that disrespect committed in that setting made me like so angry that I was like, I'm gonna write from the perspective of one of these idiots. Like, one of these, like, I kept hearing them call each other Chads, and I looked it up and was like, that's literally, I'm just gonna write a book about a Chad. Like, just
That's
an
ridiculous,
asshole.
but that's hilarious. And it's
Thank
so
you.
true. I went back to college much later in life. I think I was 27 when I went back, and I was like, yo, this is a lot.
Oh, it's crazy. Like, I really connect with younger people, and I think that's why I did good, is why I do good. I teach high school too, and I usually bond really well with the students and have good relationships with them. So I had a lot of fun in college because I feel like I'm still 15 at heart, kind of, with like professional wrestling and dumb monster movies and still skateboarding and stuff.
Yes.
So, like, I connected with them a lot. So I had a lot of fun, but some of it's kind of like, whoa, you guys are way behind me on like the life level.
I had to take first year seminar, and I don't know if you've had to take that or know what it is, but it's basically just life. You're an adult now. This is what you need to do. It teaches you about stuff. And we had to do like checkbook balancing or whatever. And so I'm like doing mine because I do that anyway. I'm old. And they were like, why can't I put my whole paycheck into my 401k account? And I'm like,
how are you going to eat? Like, why are you, what?
But no, it was just funny. It was so weird to think about that and sit there. And I'm like, well, this is why you can't. And they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, I forgot how young you guys were.
Yeah, and I don't know if this happened to you. I don't know if this happened to you, but I found a lot of my like peers, like the other students around me, like would kind of gravitate towards me for sort of life advice, like to be like, hey, you're older than dirt. What happened when this happened? And it's like,
that first year seminar class, we had to do volunteer hours and stuff. So I was, of course, going to do that, and we had to work together, and we would be talking about stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so old.
Oh my man, yeah.
It was fun though. I so enjoyed it.
My phone I have set up so Siri calls me Kurt Russell, and that's like everything I have. I think it logged me in literally as Kurt Russell just naturally.
It did.
I did not type that. I swear I did not type that.
That's what I have. Because my boyfriend is also obsessed with Kurt Russell, and like his handle is usually like Turnt Russell and stuff. So I see that.
God,
I'm going to tell him about this immediately after we're done with this interview.
I love it. That's what I have like my thing for Siri to call me, because I think it's funny because like Big Trouble in Little China and the thing. But my phone called me Kurt Russell because I asked it to read something one time, and all the kids were like, who's that? They didn't even know who Kurt Russell was. And I'm like, God, this makes me feel like I'm gonna die next week of old age. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's so crazy. But let's see. I just lost my train of thought. Oh, movies. Okay, so I need to know, what kind of horror movie? Like, I know you did the sheet for us with 21st century horror movies, and of course you politely did not put Lisa Frankenstein every single time.
25 times.
So what other type of like movies and TV shows and horror stuff are you into?
Oh man, that's a loaded question because I like so much stuff. I have severe ADHD. You could probably tell by my writing and the way I like look around while I'm talking. So I hyper focus on stuff bad, like, and so fast. Like, I'll get obsessed with one movie and I'll watch everything that director's done in like a week, or I'll get obsessed with a TV show.
It literally becomes my personality for like a short period of time.
Exactly. Like, I get locked in, I guess. But so I grew up doing that with Godzilla when I was a really young kid. So I've always loved monsters, and I would go to video stores and just choose the best monster VHS box and rent it. So I've always loved anything that has to do with monsters or any light kind of horror. Like, I'm not big into this. I've never really been big into slashers, I guess. I can be if they're meta or like a little silly, or like like you're wearing a Jade Daniels hoodie. I loved Stephen Graham Jones' approach to slashers because it was very. It wasn't just like, oh, look at this guy killing people. It's so brutal and
Like,
cold.
I love slashers, but I do not like gore and blood. Weirdly.
No, I'm with you because I don't like. I feel like sometimes things are mean. Like some of my friends that like horror, I tell them I don't like the Terrifier movies or like Saw or some of these other new slashers. Like I haven't even seen The Black Phone, and they don't get it because I love horror. But I'm like, I like horror that has characters. Like I like the characters in horror. I'm watching.
I want a story.
Yeah, I want to watch. I want to watch a horror movie that's about like Happy Death Day, for example, is about Tree and not about the killer. So like I want to watch a horror movie that's about the characters around the killer and not about the killer. Like I don't know how else to explain that. So I love a lot of 80s sillier kind of horror movies like the Full Moon stuff that they made that was all just like an hour and 20 minutes of dialogue and then 10 minutes of puppets killing people because I love the like corny.
He will be right back. Thank you, 2025. Everything sucks here. No, I'm just kidding. Ignore my Aldi's Christmas pants that are below my Jake Daniels hoodie. I'm gonna get a drink.
That rain is killing me. I'm telling you.
Okay, like we had to cancel the first time because of internet, rain, power, heat.
It's 2025. Why?
Get it together.
Why? So I'll just jump right back in. Anyway, yeah. So like a lot of stuff I like is has to have some sort of cheese to it. I guess. I don't know. I love.
Like, I don't like somebody just going and killing people just to kill people. Like, I need, like, you to give me a reason and a bit of a backstory. Like, something. Like, why is he going after these people? Why are these people? Don't just murder a bunch of people.
Yeah, and, like, I love Lisa Frankenstein, obviously. Catherine Newton is, like, she's my favorite actor, right, of all time, probably now. It was Kelly Maroney. She's still up there, but she's not doing as many movies now. So it's like, anything Catherine Newton's in, I'm going to watch. Anything Melissa Barrera's in, I'm going to watch. I'm on a DC superhero kick because I didn't get to when I was a kid, and I'm just kind of jumping back into it. So I consume a lot of media. So it's like pinpointing down one is hard, but I definitely stick more towards B-movie stuff. I love professional wrestling. Like anybody knows me knows that. I don't really watch a lot of TV shows because it's such a commitment.
Is it not?
It's tough.
It is, and I just hate it. At least I don't have to mostly wait like once a week for an episode like we used to, but it's still a lot to commit to. And then like I forget about it until it comes around and I'm like, whatever. But no, there's just so many things these days too. I'm so behind on like actual visual media.
Yeah, I find myself falling behind in my like, because I watch a lot of indie horror, so I just buy a Blu-ray, put it in my stack, and prepare to watch it, and then it takes forever to get to it, and I'm like, oh man, I really need to watch that, but then this just came out, and then this just came out, so I'm like so far behind, it's unreal.
So far behind, and it's cool, but since we've talked about visual media and stuff, what kind of books do you like to read? And this can be older authors, current authors, I do not care. Just let us into your brain.
Nice. I like when I was big into reading in my 20s, I always read like the 80s paperbacks from hell style books, and I've blasted through a ton of those. Like I've read so many silly books that just probably were written in 2 hours because the horror boom was going on, and the author was just like, I can chuck out a horror book real quick, and you're just reading endless pages describing a tire on a car or something. But lately I've been reading a lot of nonfiction, and I think that's the teacher in me coming out, wanting to read about real people and real situations. I like reading. I don't want to say it's like a guilty pleasure, but I love urban fantasy, like Sean and McGuire and the Mercy, the Coyote like werewolf series books. I love those. Yeah, I like Ailey Martinez is one of my all-time favorite authors. I've mentioned Shauna McGuire a bunch, but here lately I've been also reading some indie. I've kind of had to gravitate away from it because I've just like gotten so sucked up into only reading indie horror that I had to take a break and be like, let's read something else for a little bit.
I've been diving into thrillers again because I love thrillers, love them. But like, I feel like I haven't read a ton of them here lately. And I went to my Libby app for the library, and I was like, "What do we have?" And I'm like, "Oh, I remember these authors, and they finished these series, and now I'm reading them again."
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Like, I really like one of my top 3 favorite authors, Goldie Moldavsky. She writes like each book is completely different. It's a different tone, a different story, but you can tell it's her because the voice is always so spot on her. So I gravitate towards authors like that and books like that I can just pick up without even reading what it's about and just know, oh, this person.
No, it's going to be good, or you're at least going to like it.
Yeah. So that's what Joe Lansdale, I think, was the first like that for me that I knew, like, wow, this guy has like a voice that you can read 2 sentences and you know that's Joe Lansdale.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. He knows how to craft a story.
And his language is unreal, right? Like, you read it and it's just like he's probably one of my bigger writing influences because I started realizing reading his work, you don't have to make everything grammatically spot on. Like, it's good to have a little bit of local dialect or your own dialect in it to make the story stand out, and he's the master of that.
Absolutely. So good. I recently got one of his anthologies that he put together from Pantry Press, so haven't started it yet, but I'm very excited to. And I need to get Hatchet Girls soon.
Yeah. I've fallen behind on his Hap and Leonard stuff, and I don't know why. I just have. Because
there's so much stuff. I get behind in like all different places, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm 3 books behind on your
Yeah, life. It's life that happens, then mood reading, and then going and doing stuff, and it's just like you fall behind. I'm really bad about getting on my phone and just staring at TikTok too. Like, I'm so bad about that.
Me. I had to ban myself from Reddit because I just would get sucked into like subreddits, and then it's toxic and my feelings get all, and I'm like, nope, we're not doing this anymore. So now I just go play video games.
I spent literally an hour to an hour and a half the other day in a Wonder Woman subreddit arguing with somebody about why the current Wonder Woman run is one of the best, because they were just like, everything they'd throw at me, I'd go, that's not right though, because this issue says that, and they're just like, it's like, why am I even arguing? They just are saying they don't like it, but I'm like, I'm so frustrated, like I'm the one who created this for some reason.
No, that's me. I stay out of a lot of fandom type areas because I'm like, listen, I will get in my feelings and I'm going to need to talk about this, and people are crazy. So I'm like,
yep. When I see people say something bad about like The Little Mermaid or Lisa Frankenstein, I'm like, this is an argument. You hurt my feelings, and now I'm actually genuinely kind of mad. How did you not like that? I'm mad.
Can you please explain to this in detail PowerPoint presentation why you didn't like this? Because I need to understand.
Yeah, like break it down scene by scene. What went wrong for you?
I have a couple of books like that I immediately see somebody start talking about, and if the first 2 sentences don't sound like it's going to be a good paragraph, I'm like, nope, don't even look at it. Don't even continue to read because you are going to fight this person.
I shouldn't say this on like a public forum, but there was a guy on my Facebook feed who was already posting kind of annoying things, but they weren't like problematic. It was just like annoying hot takes that I would just like ugh and scroll. But he posted that he hated the new Superman movie and had all these like an essay about it, and I just went nope, and I just went to his page and blocked him. I felt so hurt. I was like, no, block.
That's so funny, but no, I absolutely understand that. Sometimes I'm just like, listen, I'm doing this for you and me, okay?
Yeah, I wanted to comment on and be like, what did you not like other than you want to be like an edgelord? Like, what did you not like? So I just was like, I just need to go block this guy because he's gotten under my skin with this one.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And like, it's your feed too. And I get on social media to not be angry and annoyed. So I'm like, clean out what I don't like. Totally understand.
Oh my God. One of my good friends, Cody, him and I have sworn off of WWE wrestling because morally it's gotten so bad and it's just not a good product. And one of our friends asked him, "You don't watch like anything anymore?" And he was like, "I'm not gonna pay money to be miserable in my own home." And that resonated so heavily with me. It's like,
In
yeah, you
my
know what?
own home?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna pay money to be miserable in my own home.
There's this scene from Bob's Burgers where Gene is really upset about something, and he was like, "In my own home, where I lay my sweet head." And I say that so many times when I get upset. I'm like, "Nope, not in my house. You are not doing this."
I adore Bob's Burgers. I don't get to watch it enough, but I love it.
My obsession show. Like, I literally, my boyfriend probably knows every word to it because it's always playing in the background. Let's see. What else do we need to talk about? I know you go to events or some cool signing stuff around the area. Tell us about that, because I always like to see what's going on in other people's areas, even if it's like cool little farmers markets where you set up at.
Oh, you blanked out for a minute there a little bit ago. If I missed anything, sorry.
You're
But I just tend to go to anything I can because I'm really, like I said, I'm a social butterfly. So I like walking around and talking to people at cons, and I like shopping at cons. I accidentally spend less time at my table than walking around, which is bad. But locally, there's a great one in Rio Grande, Ohio called Final Boss Con. It's they started it more as kind of like a video game anime type con, and I knew a couple of the people who were doing it, so I was like, yeah, I was gonna go anyway because there might be comic stuff there I want, and I was like, I may as well just get a booth and like maybe I'll sell some stuff while I'm browsing, and I've done it every year because it's fun. Like it's a hometown feel. They take care of you. They make sure vendors have water, drinks, everything. Guests they take care of. So I always try to find ones like that I feel welcome at instead of like, well, we're gonna have all these people come to this show just so that we can rent booths and make a lot of money off of people coming here.
Yeah, don't like that.
Yeah, and I don't do I try not to do things in my direct hometown because of teaching and the kind of stuff I write. That's why I use Casey instead of Spencer as a pen name. So it's like, which is just my middle name, but I don't need to over explain that. But I've recently started trying to do that now that I took a year off of teaching to kind of like readjust some things. So I've been doing little local things here and there, and there's a new local bookstore opening up that I'll try and do some events at and stuff. But I just I like traveling too, so I like getting out. I just did the last event I did was Squonkapalooza in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. It's my friend Joe who did like I see my Red Ice book over here. He did my covers for like Red Ice 28 Days Sassier. He made this. He has a shirt company, Crypto Theology, and my other friend Lisa who does Cryptid Comforts. They have like plush cryptids, just all types of cool stuff. They got together and did a festival about a cryptid called the Squonk, which is this sad little like ugly pig looking thing that cries because he's ugly. And that's like such a mood that I've just done that for a few years. Yeah, I started doing that because like that's just such a vibe, but that's a great con too. But yeah, I don't know. I just when I go to cons, I like going to obviously like Horror Hound. I'll go to if there's someone there I want to meet. I'm going to Galaxy Con in December in Columbus because wrestling's going to be there. So I don't know. I go to a lot of stuff. I try to anyway.
That's super cool. So I know that I've seen your books in a couple of random places, and by random I mean Maddox's website. I've seen them. I've seen them at Vortex Comics, which I like to peruse, of course. Where else are some cool places that you can find your books just off the bat?
My Etsy, of course. I have them.
Of course.
I have them with my paintings when they come in. I'm about to put up Chad actually with some like special paintings. I'll be at the Mothman Festival in a couple weeks because it's like 20 minutes from me, and Joe is actually going to be there, so I'll be with him. Yeah, Vortex. I did a signing there, so there should still be some stuff there. I think maybe one or two.
I checked.
Nice. Are you local to Vortex then?
No, I'm just obsessed with the store.
Okay. Yeah, it's great. Like Brian and Mary are great people.
Yeah, I've been a huge Brian King fan like my entire life, so that's how I found Vortex. And then I found your books, Lucas Magnum's books, a couple of other random ones, and I'm like, oh, this is so cool, and then started ordering.
Nice. I actually, side note about Brian Keene, I found the Conqueror Worms in like a thrift store and bought it, read it, fell in love with it, and then I found 2 of his signed books at like this other thrift store before I ever even thought of writing. And like, Ghoul is one of my all-time favorites. So yes, I love it. Yes. And I did the same with Mary Sangiovanni. Like the Hollower series was so good, so good. And I've always had depression, so it hit really close to home for me. So it was kind of neat, like after like getting excited about finding books that Brian Keene signed to somebody else and all these other things, going to the store and being like, wow, I'm like here as an author. So that was
This is
cool.
so cool. I would
It
have
was so
died.
cool.
So
Yeah, it was cool. But yeah, I don't know. Mad Axe put out Church of Skating, so my stuff's there. And Joey's great. Like, I love Joey to death. The guy, Joey Powell, who runs Mad Axe, he's phenomenal. Where else is my stuff? Encyclopocalypse has Chat and
yes,
Robot Ninjas there. I know some of my stuff is online at Barnes & Noble, which doesn't really matter.
he'll be back in a second, but he was saying some of his stuff is online at Barnes & Noble, which I will link when I find it. I will link to Barnes & Noble, to Vortex. I will also link to his Etsy store and all the other places that I know where his books are.
I hate this rain. I hate this rain.
I'm just doing commercials in between for you. So
Thank you. You're the best.
I might have to start doing that anyway on a regular basis, but
why am I so cursed that the rain is ruining my life right now? I usually love the rain too, because it's nothing better than like a bubble bath and rain in a book.
yes.
Right? But yeah, my stuff is like in a few places. Locally, I have it at Counterpoint and Point Pleasant, some of my Mothman stuff, because it's right there near the source. So
that is very cool. And while you were gone, I was telling them that I'll link all these places in the comment section so they can, of course, go find them.
Nice. Thank you.
Which, by the way, he has his artwork on his Etsy store, too, which is where I've gotten most of this. I can't paint. I'm not artistically creative. So even, like, I'm obsessed with these. How do you even start this? Do you just sit down and you're like, yes, this is my idea, and just start painting away, or what?
Well, I don't think I'm artistic either. People say I am, but I'm like, no, I just kind of like, I started doing the painting because when I was a kid, my parents weren't great, so I didn't have like the best childhood. And I was looking up stuff to do to kind of heal your inner child, because I've been really big into that. And some of it said like finger painting or acrylic painting and just painting whatever for fun. So I really just paint stuff that I like, or like a dumb idea that comes into my head. Like the Little Mermaid one, I was like, what would I make a sticker of for the Little Mermaid? And I was like, well, the Dingle Hopper, of course. Then I was like, I could turn it into a mermaid tail and have the hair. So it was like instantly that for me. And then like the garlic bread one was just like, well, when I'm dead, I'm still really going to want garlic bread. So
it's insane because I'm not a big Disney kid. Like when I was a kid, my favorite movie was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I watched it on repeat. But when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, this is Ariel. I remember watching it when I was a kid. This is perfect. This is what I need for my childhood. It kind of screamed to my inner child, even though I'm not a Disney kid. So I loved it.
Nice. I love that. But that's what I do. Like I'll have an idea or like a scene from a movie, or a lot of my stuff will be tributes to stuff. Like,
yes,
I'll think of something funny that's like Mothman making fun of somebody for rollerblading or something. Like I'll do stuff like that.
It's so funny though. Like that just makes me cackle. Like I just think it's so funny, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I need that to hang up somewhere. I'm a sucker for art, anything. Like when I used to travel for work, wherever I went, even though it wasn't exotic or anything, I would have to find something local. Like when I was in New York, I bought a piece of art off a guy on the subway because I'm just like,
oh, I would have done the same. That's my dream. Like my dream is to live in New York and have an apartment on a second floor and a bookstore below it. Like that's my life dream, to do that.
I was there for a week and like I loved it. There was just so many people, but I loved it.
I've never even got to visit, and it's such a bummer. I want to so badly. So badly.
One day.
I entered a contest to go see Sabrina Carpenter's Halloween show in New York. So I'm like, come on.
I think you would literally explode. Like,
oh my God, it's perfect. It's Halloween, Sabrina Carpenter, and it's in New York. Like, what more could I want? Like,
I think I would explode. That would just be something. Oh my God, yes, absolutely.
So maybe the Cosmos will shine in my favor on that one. But
I will keep all of my fingers and toes crossed for you also for that.
Thank you. But yeah, I don't know. I've been really like blown away by people who have really enjoyed my art, because like to me it just looks like little silly kid paintings, but I just have a couple drinks, watch old movies or wrestling. I'm like, it's really just I'm having fun. Like I don't do it like I told myself when I started it, if I took it to cons and stuff, which I have been and I've been selling it, I'm not gonna take it at all seriously. Like I have a tendency really to get my feelings hurt about my books. Like, wow, I didn't get included in any of these spaces. I don't get invited for this stuff. I don't have this. I don't get this. I don't have enough like I get really bummed out over stuff when actually I'm very happy at the place I am in writing. Like I've done really well, but I have a tendency to be very, very hard on myself with imposter syndrome. So I told myself I'm not doing that with painting. Like painting is just going to be my outlet that I have fun with. I just enjoy doing it. If I don't sell one, at least I had fun. And it's blown me away that people have just like really taken to it and like really like it. And it makes it even funner then, because
like for me, artwork and anything you create has vibes with it, even if it's just a painting. And like I know these are silly paintings, but like when you look at them, they just make you happy. Like, so of course, why don't I want 25 of these hanging around my house?
So, sometimes when I make them, I literally look at them and just go like, like I just laugh at how silly.
Yes.
I did my favorite one that I've done, and I'm actually probably not. I'm not gonna sell the original. I'm gonna make prints of it. I made like the man-child Sabrina Carpenter video, but I made it the Mothman in that outfit with the blonde hair, and the sign behind her says Point Pleasant 69 miles. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
I've got a couple more like that. Like I did a Chupacabra Casey Musgraves tribute thing, so I'm gonna make like little like sticker packs of those and keep the originals. Maybe like if I ever go to a concert with them or something, give it to them as
oh my goodness, yes.
But I have fun doing it, and it's just been cool. Real quick before we switch the subject, so I can get this story that makes my heart happy out there. I went to meet Catherine Newman at Horror Hound, and I made this Lisa Frankenstein painting where I just like traced my hand and colored it the teal and pink of the movie and put the little lightning bolt tattoo on it. And I wrote on the back of it, "I told you I'd hold your stupid hand," like the quote from the movie. And I took her that and my book Malignant because I based a character on her, and she was just like so stoked about both of them. The painting, she was just like, "This is so cool." And I was like, it's just like this dumb thing I do. I sell them for like $5, and she was like, "You should sell it for like seriously $50,000." And it was just like, this is so cool. This is such a cool moment to like.
I would have died.
I kind of did a little. So.
That is so freaking cool, and I'm gonna have to tell Robin about this immediately after we get off this video, because she is also waiting for this interview. She's so pumped. She's actually why I found your books originally. She knows that I read arts, and the shark one.
Shark Squash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shark Squash. She was like, "Hey, did you see this posted anywhere?" Because it was just randomly somewhere, and I was like, "No, that's pretty cool, and I think I can get it read in time." And I picked it up, and I was like, "Yo, you got to read these other books too." And then we've both been obsessed. So
I love Robin. She's been there, and it's great. It's great to have those people that like they're gonna read your stuff. It's like it's definitely nice to know that if I put something out, somebody's gonna read it and appreciate it because it's me and my voice. So like
you've managed to find your actual fan group, that like your art and come back for it. It's nice.
Yeah, and then I think it'll be November 20th is what I'm shooting for. The sequel to Shark Squatch will be out. So
yes, that's gonna be exciting. It's so exciting.
The Shark Squatch holiday special, even dumber.
That's actually what I was about to ask. Is there any stuff besides that you're working on that you want to talk about or can talk about?
Yeah, I totally can. Shark Squatch will be out then. I'm wrapping up a book. I shouldn't say I'm finishing it because it's like kind of a surprise, called Biting List, which is like a zombie book that I'm doing that I've done some experimental things with, which is why it's done so quickly. What else am I working on? I shouldn't get too in depth on that, but I have a young adult book coming out with a press next year, which is like it's like a young adult version of the movie The Howling, essentially.
Okay.
So that's kind of about all I have right now. There's a couple novelizations that I'm waiting on, like just like dates for and things like that.
That's very exciting. Let's see. I had a really good question right after that, and it completely left my brain. Anything else that you want to talk about or tell us about that I haven't asked about yet?
I will literally talk about anything.
Oh, that's what I remember I was going to ask. Okay, so if you had to pass on some knowledge, wisdom, or anything to authors that are just starting or ones that are struggling, what do you think it would be?
Sorry, I don't know. Be authentic. That's the first thing I would say. Be authentic. Like, regardless of if people read your stuff or not, just be you. Because eventually, I tell Wendy Dalrymple, one of my closest friends, this all the time. Like, eventually we'll catch on just for sheer refusal to go away, right? Like, eventually, like if you're there for 20 years, people will start reading your stuff. Like, and the worst thing I think you can do is start writing things that aren't you. So find your voice, what you like, even if it isn't what you necessarily thought you'd like. Like, I thought I'd write books like Clive Barker, but here I am writing, you know? So it's like, find what you like, find what you're comfortable writing, and find what you think is like the best way of expressing yourself, I guess. And don't go into it for like, I've seen a lot of people who get into it thinking, I'm going to get this deal right out of the gate, or this is going to happen right out of the gate. Don't go into it thinking anything good's going to happen. Just go into it for like the enjoyment of the craft and meeting people. And that's another thing. Definitely always try to connect with people who seem authentic. Like, you can usually get a pretty good read. I think you know that. Like, out of the first like 2 or 3 interactions, like, this person's just using me as a marketing tool.
Danger.
Yeah. Like, avoid people who only want to talk about like how you can market their stuff.
Like when you go to talk to someone, for me, I want to feel excited because I'm so introverted. I know it probably doesn't seem like it, but I would rather crawl under a stone than talk to people. I just not about that life. But when I go to talk to somebody, I want to be excited about it, and that's what really like makes me think, okay, am I not excited to talk to these people because they suck, or like what's going on?
Yeah, and a lot of time it's just that. It's just like you feel like there's something inauthentic, like they're just like kind of using you.
Yes.
And that happens sadly a lot in the writing world. And that's hard. It's hard to avoid, but
it's got to be smart.
Yeah, gravitate towards good people, I guess, and don't get involved in that whole marketing thing. There's nothing worse, and I'm sure you get this all the time doing arcs and the show and stuff. Don't be one of those people that like copy paste a 2-paragraph message about your book, like, "Hey, I love your show," and you've never watched it. It's like, oh my, why? Why are you messaging me about arcs? I don't even review. I'm a writer. Like,
I get emails all the time to Scarlet Anomaly Reads thanking me for putting my books out there and how well, like, good of an author I am, and if they checked out all my books and wanting to know more. And I'm just like, I've never wrote a book in my life.
Yeah, it's the compliment sandwich to get you to do something.
Of course.
Like, hey, you're great at what you do. Hey, I do this thing. By the way, I think this thing I do would be great with what you do. Maybe you should think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, enjoy what you do, but watch around for what you're dealing with.
Yeah, I took
stuff like that can really suck the joy out of it for you.
Oh, so fast too, so fast. I think that's just with anything though. When I played music, and you'd play with other bands who were just looking for like handouts or like ways to get bigger shows and stuff, it would just like instantly make you like, am I creating art for people to enjoy the art, or am I just like a stepping stone that people know they can? And it makes you feel so small and bad.
It does, and then you don't want to burn out for that. So of course, just like I always tell people, cultivate your garden around you. Make sure everything's good to go, watered, and like you got to protect your own peace in anything.
For sure.
So that's absolutely great advice. I don't think I have any other questions for you. I'm trying to rack my brain because like this has been such a fun interview.
Yeah, it's been a blast. I'm happy that we got to talk, and I got to talk to literally anybody, but at least it's somebody who I enjoy talking to. So
Yes, absolutely that as well. Oh no, okay, before we go, other authors that you want to give a shout out to, like Wendy, because I do love Wendy's books too.
yeah, I love. I'm the disclosure would be the same thing where I put like that blank line at the end of my books. Like Wendy Dalrymple, obviously she's great, phenomenal person. Stephanie Sanders Jacob is great. If you haven't read her stuff that's phenomenal. Adam Hulse is great. Alfred Alley is one of my all-time favorites. His books are tremendous. Joey, we've talked about. Grace Reynolds, if you like poetry, is fantastic. I could go on and on about people who I like. So
I'm just gonna put like a quick scroll of just follow Damien for more news.
Yeah, I'm always posting stuff.
Yes, absolutely too. I see you post Wendy stuff all the time, and I'm like, oh, and then I see when she has something new out, and then it rockets me over to go figure out what's happening. But
me and Wendy have been through a lot. Like we started with some of the same pubs and went through some of the same struggles, so we kind of bonded through trauma.
That's so nice. I mean, it's not nice that you bonded through trauma, but it's nice that you find people like that in the same country you're in. It makes things a little easier, at least.
Oh, for sure. That's more advice. Find people you can be close with. Like, if I didn't have Wendy, Stephanie, Elford, Joey, these kind of people, I would like burn out so fast.
Absolutely agree. But thank you so much for talking to us and telling us all this fun stuff about you. I'm one of those nosy people, so I love picking your brain and everybody else's brain. So thank you for exposing that.
Thank you. Sincerely, thank you for having me. Anytime you want somebody to come on and just yap, I will do it. Even if you're like, I'll just have you sit there while I have another author on there and just yap. Like, I'm all for it.
Thank you so much. I'm absolutely going to take you up on that because trust me, we've got some stuff ramping up that I think is going to be super fun.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to end the stream, but it's not going to end the video.
Okay.